Parisian will get the day started at the dish for Ohio State. Sammy Buick and Cammie Quartercracks also due up to start the day. A good crowd for a chilly, windy day in Happy Valley. Number 22, Ohio State. Penn State, set for game 2. We're underway from Beard Field. First pitch high from Abby Britton.
Like you said, Michael, good turnout today. A lot of Penn State and Ohio State fans, too. They came out, donned in their red, and like you said yesterday, they travel well.
1-0 misses high. Abby Britton, a freshman from LaVale, Maryland. 15th start of the year, has been thrown into the fire with Bridget Namath medically unavailable. Here's the 2-0. Outside, 3-0 to Parisian now. Ball strike. Parisian lets it go by. 5.64 ERA for Abby Britton. 5-8 record on the year with 80 2/3 innings pitched. Here's the 3-1. Parisian deep to left center field. It's gone! Say goodbye to number 100. Hadley Parisian starts game 2 with a solo shot. The 100th of the season for the Buckeyes.
She just showed off her power, immediately crushing that one into left center field, and it just shows the Buckeye strength, getting that lucky number 100.
Number 14 for Hadley Parisian. A leadoff home run. Abby Britton watches it soar past the wall. Ohio State hits the century mark.
Because they're averaging well over 1 home run per game.
It brings up Sammy Buick, who's batting .376 this year. Ohio State, in their batting order, everyone has hit at least 3 home runs. And 8 of their 9 batters have hit at least 8.
That's just absolutely ridiculous.
More than half of their starting hitters today have double-digit home runs this year. And now the team has triple digits. 100 home runs for Ohio State. What a start to game 2.
And not only are they amazing at hitting the long ball, but they're just amazing hitters in general. I mean, everyone on the Ohio State lineup is batting over 300. One of them batting almost 500. The lowest batting average on the team was Hadley Parisian with the .303 average coming into today.
The only starter below .328. Here's the payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Buick goes down swinging. Britton has the first out of the day for Penn State.
It's a good sign for the Nittany Lions just to try to collect themselves, because it's easy to get rattled when something as monumental as a leadoff home run.
She was 1 for 3 yesterday, 1-0 inside.
We were talking about this a little bit before the pregame, but Ohio State came out with the exact same lineup as they did yesterday, just with a different starting pitcher. So they saw what worked in yesterday's game with that 9 runs.
This one lofted to center field. Nelson finds it, and she puts it away. Allie, we were talking before the game, and I said, if Ohio State hits their 100th home run, and you said, well, it's more like when. And that's not a knock on Penn State's pitching staff. Ohio State's offense is just that good.
It really is. Like we were saying, I mean, they average almost 2.5 home runs per game, so it really was a question of when during today's contest, especially with ace for Penn State, Maddie Volpe, not getting the start today since she started yesterday. But again, we were going to see it at some point. I just didn't expect it to be the first batter.
And now it brings up Jasmine Burns, who has 19 home runs this year, batting .483. She was 0 for 2 yesterday. She did walk twice. The 2-0 gets the outside corner. 2-1 now to Jasmine Burns. That's in the dirt. And that one actually makes it 2-1 now to Burns. It was 1-1 on that pitch. Burns deep to right, number 101. The Ohio State offense stays hot. A no-doubter from Jasmine Burns, her 20th of the year.
She'll round the bases, all smiles for the Buckeyes. You see their fans on their feet. Just how can you not be amazed with 2 home runs to start off the game? Their first 4 batters, there was 2 home runs.
2-0 Ohio State in the top of the first. 20 pitches for Abby Britton, 2 home runs allowed.
And the Buckeyes are already showing they can go to any side of the field. It does not matter.
Off speed on the outside corner. Called strike, Reagan Milliken. Milliken batting .328 this year, .388 with 2 outs. Deep to left field, going back, Lido at the track, and she makes the catch. Ohio State with 2 home runs in the momentum, getting 2 beyond the wall that early.
I mean, it really just helps with the confidence. I mean, the team already just has a little bit behind them. They can have some breathing room where if they make a mistake, it might not be the biggest deal in the world. Now, it's only 2, so obviously it's not like the game is over, but it just helps you to relax a little bit in the defense, which helps you play better.
No mistakes there. 1 pitch, 1 out. Natalie Lido grounds out to second, and now it's Haley Brunson. Deep to left center field. That's out of here. What a response for Penn State. Haley Brunson goes yard, her 11th of the year.
She got a hold of all of that one, showing that Penn State can respond. They're just as good as offense as Ohio State, and they're going to prove it on their home turf.
2 of the best offenses in the country, showcasing their bats. Haley Brunson goes yard. Penn State cuts the deficit in half.
We were talking before the game saying how we were going to see these offenses explode. We thought maybe it would take tomorrow's game to make the pitchers a little bit tired, but we're seeing it already today.
Kennedy K lets that one up to Haley Brunson, and here comes Brooke Clausewitz batting .468. 2 RBI double in the 7th yesterday. The 0-1 fouled off. Clausewitz now the all-time single-season program leader in doubles with 19. That one she hit off of herself, walking it off. Count 0-2.
We were talking about momentum, but now Penn State has a bit of their own, and I'm sure that feels good for them to come back and respond right away.
The first pitch Haley Brunson saw, she sent it way past the wall. Here's another look at Clausewitz fouling it off. And that one hurts straight down to the foot. But walks it off and stays in the box. 0-2 from Kennedy K. Clausewitz high in the infield. Sammy Buick calls it off and makes the catch. 2 away in the bottom of the first.
She just chopped a little bit under the ball too hard to make it go sky high up there and make it an easy grab for the Buckeyes.
Big cut by Clausewitz, but got under it. Here comes Maddie Gordon. She was tied for the team-high 10 home runs, but Haley Brunson now has the lead as Gordon swings at the first pitch and lines out to Caitlin Farley at second. That'll do it for the bottom of the first. Haley Brunson puts Penn State on the board with a solo shot. 2-1 after one.
And hits on the board.
This is Caitlin Farley in the box for the Buckeyes, leading off the top of the second. Farley gets a hold of it but fouls it off. Batting .333 this year is Farley. She was 2 for 4 yesterday. Had a double and 2 runs batted in. The 1-1. Farley lets it go high, 2-1. 2 hits, 2 home runs in the first inning for Ohio State to take a 2-0 lead. Penn State with a response from Haley Brunson. Off speed, misses high. Farley batting .520 as in the leadoff spot this season. 3-1, fouled into the net. And it's caught. That's a nice grab in the on-deck circle by Morgan Fry.
She's paying attention. She's ready to go, but she's not on defense currently. Just looking like it.
Head on a swivel. The 3-2. Farley to center field. Nelson coming in, and she makes the grab. Jenna Nelson hustling in to put away the first out of the top of the second.
Long run for her inwards, and sometimes those can be the toughest balls to judge because you don't know exactly when they're just going to sink, but she's able to run over and move her glove to make the catch.
Brings up Morgan Fry. She had one of Ohio State's 2 home runs yesterday, the designated player, batting .398. First pitch in the dirt. Here's the 1-0. Gets the outside corner, and the count evens up. Fry with her 9th home run of the season yesterday. She fouls that one off. It remains having a discrepancy between the scoreboard on the screen and on the Jumbotron here at Beard Field. Just misses. Madison Seidel trying to frame it up. The 2-2. Hit into center. Nelson coming in. Same play, same result. Jenna Nelson puts it away. 2 outs.
Jenna Nelson getting a lot of action today. It's no surprise for both sides that the outfielders are going to have to be on their toes, but 2 back-to-back hitters, almost the same exact play, just a little bit less of a run for her.
Nelson moving in and to her left. She puts out the first 2 in the top of the second. Skylar Lugmone now in the box for the Buckeyes. 1 for 4 yesterday. She did have a double late. Batting .353 on the season. 1-0. Lugmone, a check swing, tap to Britton. She throws to Ricks at first. A 1-2-3 inning in the top of the second for Abby Britton and the Penn State defense. First half of the season on the road. Megan Ricks leading off the bottom of the second. The first baseman, 0 for 3 yesterday, .336 on the year. Barbonente on deck, Seidel in the hole. The 1-0. That hits off the knee of Ricks, and a lead-off hit by pitch from Kennedy Kay. And here come the can't do that chants from the Penn State dugout. Another look at this.
Yeah, they're not happy about that one. I mean,
She was stone cold. That looked like it hurt.
It did, but she's a trooper out there at first base. No pinch runner needed.
It brings up Michaela Barbonente. She got Penn State on the board in the bottom of the fourth yesterday with a moonball off the scoreboard in left field. That was her 5th home run of the year yesterday. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it straight back.
Like you were just saying earlier, Penn State started off the season just not at home ever. I think they said almost 7 straight weeks with the Penn State Invitational.
Weekends.
Yes, just in the break, which was during spring break as well.
Barbonente showing bunt, pulls back, but it gets the outside corner, 0-2. Megan Ricks, a speedy runner on base, 6 for 6 on stolen base attempts this season. Nobody out in the bottom of the second. The 0-2 from Kay. Barbonente swings at the high one. 1 away now. 3-pitch strikeout for Kennedy Kay, her first today.
Beautiful pitch by her, too, to get the strikeout. It just went up in the zone, and Barbonente swung right through it.
Madison Seidel struck out twice yesterday, her first plate appearance of this one. High and inside, a first pitch ball. She was 0 for 3, batting .276 on the year. There goes Ricks. The throw down from Burns is off. Ricks headed for third. Here's the play. Not in time. Megan Ricks slides in safely, going from first to third.
Great base running by her on that one. You see she got a great jump on there. There's the slide. Heads up awareness, sees the ball, and takes off immediately for third base. The throw too high to get her out on the slide.
Kimmy Kortokrax, the shortstop, couldn't field the throw from Burns from behind the plate. Heads up base running by Megan Ricks, and now a runner in scoring position for Penn State with 1 out. The 1-1 goes high to Seidel, now 2-1.
It's not surprising that Penn State ran on the ball, trying to get a runner into scoring position and eliminate the deficit. And everyone on the Penn State starting lineup has stolen a base so far this year.
Ricks now 7 for 7 on stolen bases. Seidel showing bunt. Burns laying out, but she could not stretch enough to get it. Now 2-2.
Good effort by Burns. Hard to see, too. She wasn't able to get her mask off, so I don't even know how she saw the direction of that ball. But
Kimmy Kortokrax coming down from her shortstop position to say good hustle. 2-2 with 1 out and a runner on third. Tony Williams, the home plate umpire, calls time. Perry Owens at first, Bradley Newton at third. Same crew as yesterday, but they shift around. Here's the 2-2. Seidel into right field. Cruz going back on it. She makes the catch. Ricks tagging up, and she stands in. We're tied at 2 apiece. A roar from the crowd as Megan Ricks crosses home plate. And in the bottom of the second, 2-2. Another look at the RBI sac fly by Madison Seidel. Cruz throwing in. Not in time, though. 2 outs in the bottom of the second.
that shows just how important that would have been to get that early out.
Nelson hits it to third, Buick fields, and that'll do it for the bottom of the second. After 2 from Beard Field. The offense is on display early. Great first pitch from Britton, off speed on the outside corner. Big cut from Cruz. She got all of it, but around on it early. Fouled off. 0-2.
She certainly ropes that ball, just couldn't get the timing right, but like you said, a lot of power on that cut.
Here's the 0-2. high. Britton trying to get Cruz chasing. Big day, Allie, like you said, for Taylor Cruz yesterday. Our Kaylee Tallman spoke with her post-game, and this offense just has a lot of confidence at the plate. She said that's been the key to not only the power, but also the efficiency.
She really did, and when asked about what they needed to do differently today, she said nothing. We're just going to play our same game and do it all again.
This one to left center field. Going back to get it, Lito at the wall. The Penn State outfield making plays early, one away.
What a catch by Natalie Lito. You saw her visor fly off in that run. She doesn't matter.
She did it herself. She threw that thing.
She went all the way back, hitting the wall with her momentum, but made the catch.
Clarissa Crowell said Natalie Lito is one of the best outfielders in the country. She just seems to make highlight play after highlight play. Ohio State turns the order over to Hadley Parisian. We know what she did her first time up, a leadoff home run, the 100th of the year for the Buckeyes. The 1-0. Parisian, a lot of power. That one flies foul. Batting .308 now is Hadley Parisian. Came in at .303. 1-1. Off the outside corner from Britton.
Parisian is seeing Abigail Britton really well. She's picking her spot, so disciplined. And if you're Abigail Britton, you just have to stay disciplined, hit your spots, and try not to think about what happened last time.
Rope to first. Megan Ricks makes the grab. The Penn State defense making plays. 2 outs in the top of the third.
They really are coming alive. They're helping out Britton in the circle, just giving her that confidence that they have her back.
Great reaction from Megan Ricks, going down to get it, keeping it from hitting the dirt. Sammy Buick now up. Foul down the third base line. And making the grab in foul territory is Maddie Gordon. A weekend series. Walters laying down the leadoff bunt. And she's there in time. Kaylee Walters beating the throw from Farley.
Walters just so good at the small ball game. You see the celebration there. She just put down it perfectly, got a good jump on that one, and chopped it down the line. Exactly what you're supposed to do, and with her speed, that's an infield single.
Leadoff bunt has Kaylee Walters on first for Natalie Lito. She's also showing bunt. A big lead for Kaylee Walters. Nobody covering first. Lito 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to second. The leadoff batter.
Looks like Penn State's trying to play the small ball game, which their bats have come alive. That's why they have 2 on the board, but they're trying to change it up.
Reagan Milliken fields at first. And she gets Lito down, but Walters advances to second.
If you're the Nittany Lions, you're pretty happy with that. I mean, it's pretty much the same result as a sacrifice bunt, and it gets the runner into scoring position.
Here comes Haley Brunson. 1 for 1 today with a home run. That made it 2-1, and now we're tied in the bottom of the third. 1 out and a runner on second. That's Kaylee Walters. Brunson batting .370 this year. Off speed goes low. Brunson looked like she wanted it. A big step, but she holds off. 2-0. Inside. 3-0 to Haley Brunson. Brunson, a senior, began her career at Pitt. 3-0 now from Kennedy K. And it's a 4-pitch walk in the dirt. We haven't heard them. Here comes Brooke Clausewitz to the dish. Showing bunt. And she's around, a first pitch strike. What would your walk-up song be? You played softball in high school. Did you guys get walk-up songs?
No, so we didn't get walk-up songs, but then my senior year we made it to the first round of state somehow. I was the only senior on the team, mind you, and like I can't really hit. But we made it to state, so we got walk-up songs for that.
Clausewitz to third. It's off the glove of Buick and down. The bases are loaded for Penn State. Brooke Clausewitz, an infield single. Almost an incredible play by Sammy Buick. Just off the tip of the glove. A lot of power from Brooke Clausewitz, showing it off there.
Just such a hard hit ball that Buick wasn't able to make the catch, but it shows the power and the effort from both sides.
Here comes Maddie Gordon, batting .346. Around on it early. Going to states, did you get to pick a walk-up song there?
I did. So I would choose the song Going Bad. It's not really that like
interesting choice.
It's not that like motivating, I would say.
Which part, Drake or Meek Mill? There's a big difference.
There is a big difference, but in the end they didn't even use it because I was the test run to make sure that the walk-up songs worked. So I just had a random song every time I came to bat.
Okay.
What would your walk-up song be?
I don't know. I'd have to really think about this. I have too many options. I'd have to change it every game, I think. Here's the 1-1 for Maddie Gordon. That's into the outfield. Maddie Gordon with an RBI single. Walters around to score. Penn State leads 3-2.
The Nittany Lions have all the momentum. They're just chipping away at that lead, and now they got it, scoring 1 run in every inning up to bat so far.
Kaylee Walters takes one look back and takes off for home, and the Nittany Lions have the lead for the first time of this series. Discussion right now between the umpires and the coaching staffs. As it stands, bases loaded still for the Nittany Lions after the 1-out RBI single by Maddie Gordon. And it looks like Ohio State will make a change in the circle. 1 out in the bottom of the third, and Penn State leads 3-2 after Maddie Gordon brings a run across.
Penn State all the momentum, and they still have the bases loaded, just 1 out. So it's no surprise that we're going to see a bit of a switch up in the circle.
It'll be Lena Gerhard, the freshman, coming in, making her 20th appearance of the season. 3.7 ERA for Gerhard. She's got a 5-0 record. Has made 7 starts, so a very capable pitcher. And Ohio State making a change early to take Kennedy K out of the circle. 2 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs allowed, with 1 strikeout and 1 walk. As Gerhard gets warmed up in the circle, Nittany Lions trying to extend the lead with the bases loaded. Megan Ricks, she was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning and came around to score. First opportunity of the year with the bases loaded. 336 overall average, but 424 with runners in scoring position. Ricks swings at the first pitch, deep to right field. It's a grand slam for Megan Ricks. 7-2 Penn State. Number 6 of the year for Megan Ricks. A 5-run lead in the bottom of the third.
Rick said, Ohio State, you got offense, so do we. We can match that one. Saw it yesterday with Ohio State's big game, and now Penn State up 7-2 in the third inning. 5 runs so far today in the third.
The first pitch of the game from Lena Gerhard. Sent past the wall, 7-2, Penn State. The 4th home run combined from these two teams today.
4th home run, but that one means a lot. 4 runs with just 1 swing.
Michaela Barbanente 0 for 1 today. She struck out in the second inning, swinging at a high pitch. Lena Gerhard trying to get adjusted in the circle. How much does that hurt when you step in, throw 1 pitch, and let up 4 runs?
It certainly rocks your confidence for sure.
Barbanente taps it in the air. Reagan Milliken comes in to make the catch. 2 away in the bottom of the third, but Penn State has blown this game open. It only took 2 swings to add 5 runs. It was tied 2-2. They took their first lead of the series with an RBI single from Maddie Gordon. And then Megan Ricks went yard, a grand slam. Clarissa Crowell, the first base coach, the head coach, she was fired up as Ricks stepped on first as the ball soared over the wall. Outside 2-0 to Madison Seidel. A sac fly in the second inning. That brought around a run. Here's the 2-0 from Kay. Inside 3-0 now to Seidel.
Well, we certainly are seeing Penn State's offense come alive. We've talked about it all series long, but yesterday it was pretty much shut down besides for 1 home run all day. So Penn State's proving that they can hit, and they can hit powerful.
Seidel hits it into the Penn State bullpen. That goes foul for the first strike of the at-bat. Seidel had 2 home runs against St. Francis on Wednesday. Numbers 2 and 3 on the season. Inside, it's a 5-pitch walk. Madison Seidel takes her base. Nelson grounded out to third in the second inning. 326 on the year, 375 with runners on. First pitch gets the outside corner from Kay.
If you're Gerhard, you just want to get this.
Gerhard, excuse me.
If you just want to get this third out, it's really important to come back to your dugout and try to get those bats going after things didn't quite go your way to start.
Nelson swings. It was off the glove of Burns. And Madison Seidel heads up base running. Goes from first to second.
She had a good read on this ball and took off right away after a slight hesitation and was able to make it on her feet without a throw.
The 1-2 from Gerhard. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Jenna Nelson goes down looking to end the bottom of also one of the top offenses in the conference. Clarissa Crowell has told us, you look at the national standings for offense, and then you look at the Big Ten standings. A lot of those teams from the conference are in the top part of the national standings, and she said it just goes to show how good the conference is this year, especially at the plate.
Well, it certainly does. I mean, you talk about that Indiana game. Penn State hit a grand slam, and they only edged out Indiana by 1 run.
Cami Kortokrax leading off the top of the 4th. She swings at the 2-0 pitch, a big cut. 2-1. Coming into this weekend, Ohio State led the nation in home runs with 97. Obviously, now at 101. 2 yesterday, 2 today. Penn State tied at 14 with 57. They now have 59. Also at the top part of those rankings, Nebraska at number 2, UCLA tied for 7th, Oregon at 10th. 2-2 fouled off by Kortokrax. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, but the Big Ten so much more exciting. 3 of the top 4 teams are new to the conference, with UCLA, Oregon, and Washington. 2-2 from Britain. Kortokrax fouls it off down the third base line.
You were talking about those new teams to the conference, and they're just so powerful. It makes the conference even harder for Ohio State and Penn State. You see their flags waving in the outfield, but no California road trips for the Nittany Lions this year. They will have Washington at home later this year.
2-2 misses the outside corner. Full count for Kortokrax. May 2nd through 4th, Penn State will host Washington. 3-2. Kortokrax stays alive. We've seen some big foul balls. Taking a big cut on the payoff pitch.
Really have. I mean, both sides are swinging at the ball. They're getting their bat on it, but it just depends on how critical that contact is.
3-2 popped up. It'll stay in the infield, and Maddie Gordon makes the catch. Took a while in the first at-bat, but one away to start the top of the 4th. Gordon calling off the shortstop, Kaylee Walters. A routine pop-up. Brings up Jasmine Burns. First pitch inside. Helicopter flying by.
Yeah, pretty low as well.
Here's the 1-0. In the dirt. 2 of them.
It has to be a little bit distracting, especially 3.
There's a third. They just keep coming.
They're going every direction, but like I was saying, it has to be a bit distracting for both the pitcher and the hitter to hear that loud noise.
2-0 called strike. 2-1 to Burns. Not sure where they're going. They're over Beaver Stadium now. Here's the 2-1. High and inside. Burns dodges it. She homered in her first plate appearance in the first inning. Second of the day. There they are. Way off in the distance. 3 of them went by. Those were pretty loud. The 3-1 grounded lightly to short. Walters fires to first. 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
The Nittany Lions just have all the momentum on their side. You take a look at those helicopters circling and coming back around. It's like a mid-game flyover.
Abby Britton's looking up too. There it is. It's coming back over right now. Abby Britton in the circle. She's trying to figure out what's going on. Like you said, obviously has to be distracting with how loud they are. First pitch to Reagan Milliken. Lined into left field. That one hops the wall. Lito throws in, and Milliken slams on the brakes. A 2-out single.
Really good piece of hitting, but also really good fielding by Natalie Lito. You take again, look at the replay. That one hit right into the corner, dangerous ball, but she played off the one hop real well and got it fired into second, eliminating the extra base hit.
Michaela Barbonente had the cutoff throw and turned immediately. Brings up Caitlin Farley. 0 for 1 today. Batting .331 on the year. Here's the 1-0. A check swing. She did not go around. 2-0 in the dirt. Farley brought in 2 runs yesterday as Madison Seidel heads to the circle to talk things over with Abby Britton. Britton with 3 hits allowed. 2 of them home runs. The third was that single that we just saw from Reagan Milliken.
Britton collected herself well, especially after her first pitch of the day was sent over the wall, but now she has put zeros on the board since.
2 home runs in the top of the first for the Buckeyes. They have not added any damage since then. Britton on her first pitch allowed a home run. Lena Gerhard for Ohio State also allowed a home run on her first pitch, and it was a grand slam from Megan Ricks. Called strike 3-1 to Farley. Britton set. The 3-1. Farley goes around, fouls it off. She hesitated on it. Didn't get a good piece of it. Count is full. Payoff pitch from Britton. Farley swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the day for Abby Britton. Ends the top of the 4th. 1 left on. Came in the 3rd. 1 hit allowed, which was a grand slam. She only has 1 earned run allowed, but that 1 swing put 4 on the board for the Nittany Lions. Walters with the slap hit approach, fouls it off 1-1. 1 strikeout, 1 walk so far for Gerhard. The 1-1. Called strike. Walters pulls back on it right down the middle.
Walters seeing the pitches well, but staying disciplined for what she wants to hit. Like you mentioned, doing that slap hitting approach, running while swinging the bat, allows you to get just a couple extra steps closer to first base and can beat out tough plays like that.
The 1-2 blooped into the outfield. Lugmone couldn't get there in time. Walters to second. She slides in safely. Leadoff double for Kaylee Walters.
Kaylee Walters, just all the momentum on that one. Again, couple extra steps towards first base, able to round, hesitates, but then gets a good jump, slides in head first rather than the traditional slide. That allows her to get on the bag.
3rd double of the year for Kaylee Walters, and it turns the order over to Natalie Lido. Penn State just seems to have a lot more confidence today at the plate. Doesn't hurt when you get a home run from your second batter in the first inning. 1-0. Check swing from Lido. 1-1.
It certainly doesn't, and I think it gave Penn State a bit of their confidence back that they lost after going down 2-0 to start off the first inning. But once they got 1 on the board, they showed, hey, we can play with this team too.
Lido hits the 1-1 into right field. Cruz makes the catch, and Walters will not tag up. Looked like she wanted to, but she hit the brakes quick. Fly out for Lido, and here comes Haley Brunson. She is the one that had the home run in the bottom of the first. And then she walked in the third and came around to score. Batting .370 on the year. On-base percentage of over 400 for Brunson. Gerhard set for the 1-0. Brunson hits it to short. Corner cracks field. She hesitates, goes to second. Farley couldn't get the tag in time. Brunson reaches on the fielder's choice, and Penn State has 2 aboard.
Close play at second. Take another look at this one. Big lead. Threatens to go back, but able to get the hand in there. Very close to call, but umpires call her safe, and there'll be no challenge.
Bradley Newton making the call, and there will be no challenge. Brooke Clausewitz with 1 out. She's 1 for 2 today. Singled in the third and came around to score. Batting an even .500 with runners on. Lets the 1-0 go by just outside, 2-0. Clausewitz again broke the single season program record, now with 19 doubles. She did that yesterday in the 7th. Here's the 2-0. Clausewitz deep to center field. Say goodbye! A 3-run home run for Brooke Clausewitz. 10-2 Penn State.
Penn State is all over home runs today. That's her 10th of the year. She reaches double digits, not just in doubles, but now home runs. All dances, all smiles. She has the Penn State celebratory necklace.
An 8-run lead for the Nittany Lions. The Bats are coming alive today. Brooke Clausewitz taking it deep to center field.
The most dangerous hitter on the Penn State lineup allows that 8-run deficit. Now Penn State is looking at a possible run rule after Ohio State gets up to bat in the top of the 5th.
Ohio State scored 2 in the top of the first. They have not scored since. And for Penn State, now 4 straight innings on the board. They scored 1 in each of the first 2, 5 in the bottom of the 3rd, and now 3 in the bottom of the 4th with just 1 out and Maddie Gordon at the dish.
Sometimes all it takes is just that one big inning to crack it open, get your confidence back, and consistency, especially in scoring, doesn't hurt to chip away little by little.
Gordon down 1-2 in the count after fouling that one off. Two-way tie for second place in home runs for this team now. Gordon and Clausewitz each with 10. Brunson came into today with 10, but got her 11th in the first. Another wild pitch from Lena Gerhard. Doesn't matter too much with nobody on base, but Gerhard, with a couple pitches that Burns has been unable to grab behind the plate. 2-2 to Gordon. She fouls it off into the stands. Ohio State had an 8-0 lead yesterday, and now Penn State has an 8-run lead. They have completely flipped the script.
They really have, and Penn State came back. They had a 2-run homer to get them on the board yesterday. Not quite the same, but 2 runs on the board for Ohio State with a home run, actually 2 home runs, strike that to get to that number. So like you said, exact opposite games, but Penn State was able to come back and not enforce the run rule by getting a 2-run home run on their side. So we'll have to see if the Ohio State bats come to life.
Lena Gerhard in the circle for the Buckeyes has allowed 3 hits, 2 of them home runs. Gordon making her work in this at-bat. 3 straight foul balls by Maddie Gordon. Gerhard with 4 earned runs, but she has allowed 7. She came in with the bases loaded, and the first pitch she threw a grand slam for Megan Ricks. The 2-2. Gordon lets it go in the dirt, and she did not go around. Now 3-2. The 3-2. Gordon, another foul ball down the left field line. This was a common theme yesterday for both teams. A lot of foul balls, making the other pitcher work.
It really is. Both sides getting contact on the ball, just neither able to get their timing right. And yesterday it came down to that both sides had to switch their pitching a little bit. Penn State went through 3 different pitchers, but had 4 pitching changes, bringing out Volpe twice. Today, not so much with the pitching changes, just 1 so far, but still a lot of foul balls.
Another one from Maddie Gordon. Do it again at 3-2. Gordon fouls it off again.
How many can you have in one at bat?
I think that one made it 6.
We need that counter back. Foul ball counter.
Here we go again at 3-2. Gordon swings and misses. It was a battle, but Lena Gerhard gets her 2nd strikeout of the day.
And a big one at that, bringing up 2 outs in this inning. Take another look at that one. Just a beautiful pitch to edge it out right down the middle.
And look out. Megan Ricks back at the plate. Already better than what happened the first time these two met. Megan Ricks, 1 for 1 today, hit by a pitch in the 2nd and a grand slam in the 3rd. First pitch ball from Gerhard. 1-0 outside.
To put some of this offense in perspective, yesterday we saw Penn State have 6 hits on the days, 5 runs. Today they just have 1 more. They're at 7 hits today, but 10 runs, which shows you just the power of going yard.
Called strike on the off speed. 2-1 to Ricks. Florida Gulf Coast, transfer. Spent 4 years there. 2-1, a called strike. 2-2 to Ricks. Now she might be happy she's at Penn State, but I'm sure she can't be happy with this weather compared to Florida.
Certainly not. I mean, you see out in the crowd, just everyone's bundled up, blankets and coats everywhere. But even though it's cold, at least it's not raining like it was yesterday.
2-2 misses high. Count is full to Ricks. There was a little drizzle this morning, but it has calmed down. Maybe a little mist, but mostly just cold and wind. A stoppage as I think we have a softball on the field. Yeah, that's what it was. Umpires and the Ohio State coaching staff all over it, though. And now we're set for the payoff pitch. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Ricks lets it go low, and it's a 2-out walk. Second walk of the day for Lena Gerhard brings up Michaela Barbonente, a runner on first with 2 away. First pitch, strike on the outside edge of the zone. Barbonente struck out in the 2nd, popped out in the 3rd. The 0-1, that gets by Burns, and no hesitation for Ricks going from first to 2nd.
One of the things about Beard Field is it has such a deep backstop that no matter who's on base, if the ball gets well past the catcher, the runner on first can easily advance to 2nd.
That one hit off the netting. 1-1. Another one on the outside corner. 1-2. Lena Gerhard painting the outside part of the zone. Barbonente batting over 300 with runners in scoring position. The 1-2. That one misses. Gerhard trying to get the outside corner again. Couldn't that time. Barbonente looking for her first appearance on base today. The 2-2. Barbonente, a big cut, fouls it off. She had a home run yesterday. That got Penn State on the board for the first time in the fourth. And now in the fourth, they already have 10 runs. Big difference from yesterday to today for the Penn State Bats. Barbonente watches the 2-2 go by, and Burns couldn't field it. Ricks going home. She slides in, and Burns lost the ball. Megan Ricks heads up base running. 11-2 Penn State.
She knew she was going home from the start. It just looked like Ohio State had no one to cover the bag. Usually that's the pitcher's job. You see her try to get out of the way of the third baseman, come in. Burns would have got her if she held on to the ball, but just such chaos allowed the ball to leave.
We couldn't see it from that angle, but Jasmine Burns, it seemed like she wasn't paying attention. As soon as she went to field the ball, she took her eye off Ricks. Ricks was into third no matter what. Home, a different story, and Jasmine Burns had no thought about a play at the plate. Megan Ricks had other plans.
Stealing two is quite ambitious, but it pays off when you know that the other team isn't paying attention.
Barbonente is swinging a miss, and that will end the bottom of the fourth. Penn State makes it 11-2 in chaotic fashion in the last effort for the Buckeyes. Now they don't lose too much power in the bottom of the order. Fry in the 7th spot, Cruz in the 9th spot. Both of them had home runs yesterday.
Their lineup is just so powerful no matter where. But take a look at Abigail Britton, just what a day for her. 64 pitches so far at the top of the 5th now. Only has allowed 3 hits, 2 of them home runs. But she's just doing absolutely amazing. Collected herself after those 2 home runs to start off the inning. Did issue a walk there, but other than that, she's been stellar and had the defense on her side.
Fry walks in 4 pitches. That's the first of the day for Abby Britton. You look at the pitch count, 65 through 4 and 1 batter. Maddie Volpe threw 85 through 3 innings yesterday. Such a big switch up. Fry thought about stealing second, but Penn State was all over it, so she goes back to first immediately. And that one was a ball. Penn State asking if Lugmone went around. She did not. The 1-0. Called strike. The drop ball for Britton.
Such a big switch up, like you were saying. Volpe ended the day yesterday at 109. Hernandez, who came in, had 14, and Lydia Spalding, who closed it out, 49.
Lydia Spalding was huge yesterday for Penn State because Ohio State's offense, now obviously Buckeyes got the win, but they were just pouring it on until Lydia Spalding came in, and she quieted down the Ohio State Bats. 2-1, hit to short, Walters makes the play, fires to first, it's a double play! Penn State 1 out away from a win.
The Nittany Lions firing on all cylinders today. They brought out the bats, 11 runs, and their defense just shutting down any attempt Ohio State has of cutting the deficit.
Morgan Fry got caught too far off first. Taylor Cruz trying to keep the Buckeyes alive. First pitch from Britton in the dirt. Going back to Lydia Spalding, she came in, 3 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, 1 earned run with 3 strikeouts. Here's the 1-0 to Cruz. Just high. 2-0. Kaylee Walters in disbelief at short.
Let's go, Lions!
2-0 from Britton. Called strike, off speed, right down the middle.
Penn State fans are getting loud, supporting their team.
A good showing from the Nittany Lion faithful. Ohio State fans also traveled well. 3-1, that one high. A lot of red out in the crowd, and like you said, a lot of beanies, blankets, puffer jackets everywhere. Here's the 3-1. Cruz hits it to third off the glove of Gordon, and it gets into the outfield. Taylor Cruz keeps Ohio State alive.
What a tough play there and a well-hit ball. Kaylee Walters tried to get it on the rebound.
Yeah, another look at it. Hit off the glove of Gordon. Kaylee Walters almost. Would have been a highlight play.
Had to switch directions really quick.
Larissa Crowell coming out from the dugout to talk to Tony Williams, the home plate umpire. The Penn State defense has been incredible today. Madison Seidel talking things over with Abby Britton, trying to close out a complete game.
Britton all smiles,
And
laughing it over.
She will not have a complete game. Britton will head to the dugout. It'll be Maddie Volpe taking over in the circle. Penn State only needs one more out as Abby Britton heads back to the dugout to a loud applause from the Penn State fans. Hadley Parisian will step to the plate as Maddie Volpe gets situated with the help of her catcher. Allie, you might know better than me. What is on that wrist watch, gadget?
Well, I mean, it can switch up depending on the team. I've never really seen something technical like
I've
that.
seen the armband.
Yes.
But I've never seen what looks to be technology. Maddie Volpe coming in for her 35th appearance of the season, 3.92 ERA. Again, she just needs to face one batter, one out, and that'll do it. The run rule in effect for Penn State. Volpe, 3 2/3 innings pitched yesterday. 5 hits, 5 runs, 6 walks. She did have 5 strikeouts. She was the losing pitcher to go to 7-10 on the year. She gets warmed up. Hadley Parisian in the on-deck circle, taking a look at what she'll see from Volpe. Parisian homered in the first inning, a leadoff shot, and then lined out in the third. Taylor Cruz on first, 2 outs in the top of the 5th as Penn State tries to win game 2.
Parisian is just such a good hitter at the plate. Although her average is technically the lowest on the team, she knows how to get on base. She leads the team with walks with 35 on the season.
She's batting .306 overall, .229 with runners on, and .294 with 2 outs. Maddie Volpe comes into the circle trying to put this game away. Her first pitch, a called strike. Madison Seidel is fired up behind the plate. The 0-1. Parisian lets it go outside, 1-1. Ohio State took game 1 yesterday, 9-5. And that one just misses the zone.
Penn State fans not happy about that call, but you see on first base Cruz getting a big jump, 2 outs. She'll be running on any contact.
The 2-1. A check swing from Parisian. She did not go around. It's now 3-1. Cruz had a big lead. Back to first, though.
Here we go. Here we go. Right here, ready?
3-1 from Volpe. on the inside corner, a called strike. And the count is actually 2-2 now. And now the umpires will talk it over. The home plate umpire, Tony Williams, signaled that it was 2-2. It is 3. It's a full count.
Here we go now. Let's go. Let's go.
Payoff pitch. Just off the outside corner. Ohio State stays alive. Hadley Parisian walks.
Like we said to start off her at bat, she just always is walking to first base, her 36th walk of the season.
Her batting average coming into today, 303. Her on-base percentage, 461. Very efficient at the plate. Sammy Buick trying to keep this game going now. She's 0 for 2 today. First pitch she sees from Volpe, low for a ball. The runner on first, Parisian, represents the run that would keep this game alive and head to a 6th inning. Called strike, 1-1 now to Buick. Ohio State again has to add 2 here in the 5th. 1-1. It's grounded to Gordon at third. She fires to first. Penn State wins 11-2. A run rule win in 5 innings. The Nittany Lions even the series at 1 apiece.
Penn State played just so well today. They came out firing to come back, make it 2-1 after Ohio State scored early, and then they just took off, adding a little bit at a time, having a couple big innings, and making sure that their defense backed them up as well.
A 9-run victory for the Nittany Lions, and this series comes down to the final game tomorrow. 11-2 your final. Penn State knocks off number 22 Ohio State. For Ellie Wenskowski, our entire Big Ten Plus production team, I'm Michael Cerroti saying I'll see you when I see you from Beard Field. Penn State 11, Ohio State 2.